Chapter 3. Stop explaining yourself. You talk too much. Not because you're weak, but because you want to be understood. You want them to see your intention. You want them to know you meant well. You want them to approve. And that is where you lose authority. Results speak. The moment you over-explain, you signal doubt. You say, "Let me clarify." You say, "What I actually meant was." You say, "I just want to make sure you don't misunderstand." Stop. That's the key. It's not about being understood. It's about being respected. Respect is not built through explanation. It's built through consistency, through delivery, through results. Results speak. Look at the employee who misses a deadline. Instead of saying it won't happen again, they give a 5-minute story. Traffic, emails, family emergency, miscommunication. Maybe all true, but the more they explain, the smaller they look. It's not about the excuse. It's about discipline. Discipline to say, "I missed it. It's fixed. Here's the solution." Short, direct, closed. You have a choice. Defend your image or protect your authority. That's the key. In the workplace, over-explaining is often disguised as professionalism, but it's insecurity in a suit. When you constantly justify your decisions, you train people to question you. When you constantly clarify your boundaries, you teach people to test them. Results speak. Think about creators. A creator posts content. Someone criticizes it publicly. The insecure creator writes a paragraph defending their intention, argues in comments, tries to win the room. Authority drops instantly. The powerful creator, they say nothing, or they post again, stronger. It's not about being understood. It's about being respected. You don't need their permission to move forward. When you explain yourself to critics, you position them as judges. Why are they judging you? Because you stepped onto the stage. Stay on the stage. Results speak. Let's go deeper. Why do you explain? Because you fear assumptions. You think, if they misunderstand me, I'll lose status. Wrong. You lose status when you chase correction. High-value individuals let assumptions exist, not because they don't care, but because they're focused on output. You have a choice. Chase perception or build performance. That's the key. In leadership, this becomes critical. A leader makes a decision. Not everyone agrees. If the leader calls endless meetings to explain every angle, every reason, every internal thought process, something happens. They shrink. It's not about transparency. It's about discipline. Discipline to communicate clearly once, and then move. Results speak. Clear direction. Measured tone. No over-justification. If someone disagrees, listen. Adjust if needed, but do not beg for validation. You don't need their permission to lead. Now understand this carefully. There is a difference between clarity and over-explaining. Clarity is strategic. Over-explaining is emotional. Clarity says, here's the decision, here's the reason, here's the plan. Over-explaining says, I hope this makes sense. I just want everyone to feel okay. Please don't be upset. Feel the difference. One commands respect, the other requests approval. It's not about being understood. It's about being respected. Results speak. In personal relationships, the same rule applies. You set a boundary. I'm not available this weekend. Simple. But then comes the spiral. I've just been really busy and I haven't had time for myself and I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. Stop. You weaken your boundary when you defend it. You have a choice. State it once or negotiate it emotionally. That's the key. Boundaries don't need essays. They need consistency. It's not about harshness. It's about discipline. Discipline to tolerate discomfort. Because when you stop explaining, some people will feel uncomfortable. Let them. Silence creates leverage. And now you understand something deeper. Restraint creates respect. Results speak. Let's talk about performance. If you are excellent at what you do, your work explains you. If you are consistent, your record explains you. If you are disciplined, your results explain you. When you explain instead of improve, you delay growth. You have a choice. Spend energy defending yesterday or building tomorrow. That's the key. There will be moments when correction is necessary. If you made a mistake that affects others, own it. Directly. No story. No drama. Ownership is powerful. Excuses are not. It's not about perfection. It's about discipline. Discipline to say less. Discipline to fix more. Results speak. Here's a practical rule. If you feel the urge to write a long defensive message, wait 10 minutes. Read it again. Cut it in half. Then cut it in half again. Ask yourself, does this protect my ego or does this solve the problem? You don't need their permission to stay concise. Another rule. When someone misunderstands you, ask one question instead of launching a defense. What specifically is unclear? Then listen. Most misunderstandings dissolve with one sentence. Most over-explanations create 5 new ones. You have a choice. Add noise or create clarity. That's the key. And here's the truth most people avoid. When you constantly explain yourself, you train your mind to seek external approval. You become addicted to being seen correctly. But real power doesn't obsess over perception. It focuses on performance. It's not about being understood. It's about being respected. Respect grows slowly, through repetition, through delivery,
Through quiet confidence, results speak. And when your results are undeniable, explanations become unnecessary. People stop questioning. They start observing. They start adjusting to you. You don't need their permission to operate at a higher standard. Stop narrating your effort. Start showing your output. Stop defending your intent. Start proving your impact. You have a choice. Explain who you are, or demonstrate who you are. That's the key. This chapter is not about silence alone. It's about internal strength. The strength to tolerate being misunderstood temporarily. The strength to let your work mature. The strength to let results speak. Because when you stop explaining, you free up energy. Energy to build, to execute, to dominate your craft. And that connects to the larger theme of this book. Control. Control of your words. Control of your reactions. Control of your image. You mastered silence. Now you've mastered restraint in speech. But there's a deeper layer. Because even if you stop explaining out loud, you might still be explaining yourself in your head. Still arguing internally. Still replaying conversations. And that internal noise is the next enemy. You stop defending your words. Now it's time to defend your focus.